This is the first time many Ghanaians are hearing that. The NDC actually lost 2016 because of incumbency fatigue.
Yes.
That it was the 8th year. Because John Mahama himself said that it was because the NPP had cast a spell on Ghanaians. That's what John Mahama too said. We cast a spell. So all the things that he was doing, because NPP had cast a spell, Ghanaians couldn't see. Then he talked about the things he's done. He said he's done the Nkrumah interchange, he's done the data center and all of that. And Ghanaians couldn't see because a spell had been cast on the voter. This is what John Mahama himself said. Today we are being told that no, it is actually the 8-year fatigue. I mean, it's a joke. So if you know there was 8-year fatigue, why did you tell Ghanaians you were in a comfortable lead? Safuseni. Why did you tell Ghanaians you were in a comfortable lead when you know that there's an 8-year fatigue? And how about the margin? The margin of almost 1 million votes. It's never happened. The NPP was incumbent in 2008. The NDC was incumbent in the year 2000. Did you see these kind of margins before in your life? He lost the elections because he failed his mandate. That's all. The more you try to talk about it, the more you look funny. There have now been told this 8 years. The man himself said because we cast a spell, insulting the electorate, that the electorate cannot make an objective choice, that it was some party that cast a spell on him. Why did he go to the IMF? You are part of the government. Why did you go to the IMF in 2015? Why? Why did you go to the IMF under the presidency of John Mahama? You talk about prices. I agree. But if I were to tell you the level of prices if in 2008 and the level of prices by 2016, you will see the trend. Inusa, you will see the trend. Now, you are saying that what? President Mahama is urging people to speak up as part of their civic duty. Really?
Yes.
He actually insulted them. He said they were being hypocrites. He said they were being hypocrites, or he used the word in Twi, nyachum, which means hypocrites. That they will not speak now, but if he's in office, they will speak. That's what he's saying. He was not saying that the space is there for everybody to talk. He said that, why are you not speaking? And that if it was me, you'd be speaking. In fact, he even said they have headache and toothache. And he questioned why, he said if it was his presidency, the military would have staged a coup. So everybody is against him. The military is against him because they haven't staged a coup. Chiefs are hypocrites. Pastors are hypocrites because they are not speaking out. You yourself, you said that CSOs were speaking out in 2019. John Mahama doesn't know that. He's blaming them.
I said that CSOs were speaking out in 2020 when you were contracting loans.
So they were speaking out.
Yes, loans.
So they were speaking out.
Yes, yeah.
So CSOs were speaking out. John Mahama is say they are hypocrites because they are not speaking out. You see? So, bottom line is that if you're going to talk about the elections, the two gentlemen, they are contesting for the presidency of Ghana. They are not contesting for the vice presidency. In that scenario, John Mahama has been president. He got the longest time of any first-term president. He got 4.5 years. And yet he was rejected. One, he was the only president who was not given a second term. And two, he was rejected by the largest margin ever. So, we've got a fresh candidate in Dr. Bawumia, who has not been tested. If you chose the woes of the current government on Bawumia, that is up to you. But Ghanaians know that he is fresh.
Are you suggesting that Bawumia should not, the woes of this government should not be visited on Bawumia?
I have told you earlier that Bawumia himself, he doesn't run away from the woes of the
No, it's because of what you said, your last comment.
No, because Inusa is saying he is responsible. That's what I'm saying. Inusa is saying Bawumia is responsible.
For what?
For any woes of this
His
government.
part's responsible. No one said, I didn't say responsible.
You said he's responsible.
No.
You said he's responsible.
Bawumia himself held Bawumia himself held John Mahama responsible for what happened under Tamils, although he was vice president.
When did he hold him responsible?
You forget. You don't need to.
Annie, please give me that video. He said that John Mahama...
You haven't played the John Mahama video when he's talking about the coup.
What we're talking about.
You said we had John Mahama responsible.
He said that John Mahama had been responsible for the economy for 8 years. We all know that John Mahama was president for 4 years, not 8 years. But what he then did was that he added John Mahama's role as vice president, the period of vice president, the period of president, and put them together and said that he had been in charge of the economy for 8 years.
As we speak.
Yes.
Even if the NDC is happy to say that Bawumia is in charge of the economy, you would agree that you yourself, John Mahama himself, admits that COVID was a major factor, or has been a major factor. And as we speak, with the current growth rate that we are seeing, the economy is coming out of the woods. And if we had seen the economy coming out of the woods, probably John Mahama could have been retained.
Sometimes you guys need to be a bit careful when you say some of these things. These things like about coming out of the wood and all that. Look, for people who have suffered under this DDEP, people who have lost their lifetime savings and all that under this DDEP, there's nothing like coming out of the woods for them.
Okay. What is it for them?
What is coming out of them is pain. It's pain and a loss. There are many who have not recovered. Some might never recover.
So what's the point?
So the point I'm making to you is that the DDEP has left in its wake a lot of distraction as far as the economy of Ghana and personal finances are concerned.
But as we speak, Randy,
yes,
have I spoken about the DDEP? I haven't spoken about the DDEP.
No, but Nana,
have I spoken that people have not?
Nana, if your colleague, if your colleague if your colleague on the panel refers to us going to the IMF, and obviously when we talk about going to the IMF, it includes DDP and everything else. So if he speaks about that, and he speaks about how debilitating that has been on the Ghanaian economy, and the Ghanaian economy includes our personal economy. It's not just about the GDP rate and this and that and that.
But are you saying that the GDP has not grown?
I haven't said that.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
If you say that, well, it has to have an effect on people whose pensions have not been paid, I'm with you. I don't have a problem. But you would agree that the economy is doing much better than previously. And I would like that growth to be translated into paying bondholders and paying people who's lost money. So I don't have a problem. That's what I would like to see.
Well, so first of all, there's no plan to pay them. Your haircut is a haircut. It's nothing. There's nothing like there's nothing like restoration of your haircut.
Now, if you talk about pain, are you saying that there was no pain when Inusa and his people were in government? There was pain. Yes. So that really is not the point. The point is we are presenting somebody who has not been tested at the presidency. He talked about.
I don't know whether
he talked about
by an experienced surgeon.
Can I just finish? An inexperienced surgeon. I would like, when you go to a doctor, and the diagnosis, when you go to a doctor, and the diagnosis was wrong, you not go to the same doctor. You go to a new doctor. You know that. It can be talked about. Look, President Mahama, he looked Ghanaians in the face and told us that if you haven't been president, you have no right to criticize him. So this coming here to sit on a horse and tell us how he's humble and somebody is it cannot be true. The facts will not support you. But the bottom line is that he's a tried and tested president. He didn't meet the expectation of Ghanaians. So he was the only president who was not given a second term. That's a fact. You can't contest it. And he is the longest serving first-term president. So he even had the longest time of any president. And yet he was the only one who was rejected. And he was rejected by the biggest margin. This is our objective us on the ground. We are presenting to Ghanaians a new candidate. He hasn't had any shot at the presidency. He has not been tried and tested. He has not, as Inusa and his collaborators would like us to believe, he has not distanced himself from this government. What do you mean he's distanced himself from the government? Has he told you he's distanced himself from the government? They said because he says he's a mate, it means he's distanced. I can't imagine a more funny interpretation. When NDC was in office in 2016, they described Bawumia as a mate. They described him as a mate. And they went and told people in the north that if you voted for NPP, Bawumia is a mate. He cannot champion your causes. If he takes your causes and Akufo-Addo says no, there's nothing he can do. But if you voted for John Mahama, he is the driver. He is not the mate. This is what they were telling people, Inusa and his collaborators in the north. Today, Bawumia says the same thing. He says he distances himself from Akufo-Addo. How is that?
All right.
So get your situation right and strategize accordingly. And when you look at the vision that they are presenting to Ghanaians, I don't see the weight in what you people are presenting as against the weight in what Bawumia is presenting. And if you like, next week when we come, let's look at the vision of the two personalities as reflected in their manifesto. So we'll see.